Hello, my nerdlings. If you're new here, my name is Nikki. Welcome to my channel where we get nerdy. And today, I'm going to try and convince you to read The Witchlands by Susan Dennard. The thing with this series is my favorite series. I will die on this hill. As you can see, these ones aren't as tabbed up as much, but these are tabbed up a whole lot. And I can explain that. I started reading this series for Witchlands along last year, and it was a read-along, and it was my first time participating in a read-along. And I figured since these are shelved in YA in the US, it wasn't going to be that complex. It was going to be a simple magic system, simple storyline, and I was wrong. I found out this is shelved in adult when you're not in the US. But I think personally it reads in between. It's like a new adult. We really need a new adult series, like section. But anyways, so Truth Witch is our first book in the series. The character on the cover is Sophia von something. I can never remember her name. They call her Sophie 90% of the time in the book anyways. Sophie's a truth witch, meaning she has the ability to discern if somebody is telling a lie or telling the truth. And in this very political fantasy, that is a huge benefit to the world. However, with Sophie, it seems that truth witchery, one, is really rare. Two, it's unreliable. Because if somebody believes so hard in their body and in their being that they're telling the truth, she's going to take it as someone telling the truth versus lying. So that's our main character. Then we have Isolde, who is on this cover. And Isolde is a thread witch. A thread witch is a witch that can see the connections between different witches and their connection to the world that they live in. And thread witches, so the threads can be different colors for the relationship between people. It can tell their mood, like your thread that just kind of like comes out of your head. It's your mood thread, and it's what connects you to the world. It's your lifeline. You can have heart threads, which that is your love. Things like that. So Sophie can see those and read those. Next, another character is Prince Merrick. He's a wind witch. A wind witch, that should be self-explanatory. He's a windbender. He's an airbender. He's not, well, an air witch is a full-blown airbender. A wind witch can only control wind and currents. Okay? It's got a very interesting and complex magic system. The next is we have Ryber. She's a sight witch, so she can see. Sight witches are hard to explain. They can see into the future, but there's a whole like convent of them, and Ryber is the last one. The rest of them are gone. So, and you have Aduin, who's a blood witch. He can not only control blood, like if he puts his hands on you and he wants to stop your blood flow, he will stop your blood flow just by touching you. If he wants to heal really fast and be a Deadpool-esque character, he's going to do that. But he's also going to scent your blood and track you like a dog. And he does that, and that's how he works as a mercenary. is works for the highest bidder, and he's going to track people. And reading order, I probably should have said, this is book 1, book 2, 2.5, book 3, book 4, and book 5, which Light is not even in progress of being written. So you have time to pick them up and read. Reasons why I think this is a totally readable series. 1, it's a really unique magic system. Yes, we got, water benders, air benders, earth benders, that type of thing. But we also have curse witches and poison witches. And there's a whole political subplot going on in this because there's a 20-year treaty that is coming to an end. And everybody's trying to find that political gain for their, section of the world. And that's where we're at in this series, is we are trying to find out who's on what side. But then you also have bad guys that there's the Raider King and the Rook King. We don't know who they are at all. And there's that. But then all of a sudden, there's things that are happening in the series that no one knows why they're happening. People start acting weird. They're not like themselves. People that they thought have died because of an explosion are no longer dead, but they're not the same person. So there's that too. And it's got an extremely, reason number two, it has an extremely rich world. Turned on 6 and made themselves kings. 1 turned on 5 and stole everything. And that is now why I'm going back and rereading, because I'm trying to figure out what 12 people are we talking about? Because 6 turned on 6 and made themselves kings. 1 turned on 5 and stole everything. So there's that. But then there's also, like, in the world, each of the different type of witchery for the 6 elements. So we have water, void, earth, air, ether, water. There's another one. Why can't I think of it? Fire. Duh. Fire. Of those 6, each of them have like an origin well where the magic starts. Like, that is where your magic comes from. And some of the wells are gone. They don't know where they are. Some of them are dried up. Some of there's a whole mess of things. And so you have these wells that we're trying to figure out the mystery with the wells. And then we were trying to figure out the mystery with the 12 people. And we're trying to figure out what is going on politically, who's going to come out on top. So there's a whole mess going on in this series, but it is so good. And the way Susan Dennard wrote this is she's writing this and giving you teeny clues a little bit at a time, because that's her intention. She wants you to go through this series confused as all hell, trying to figure out what's happening, because she wants to hear everyone's theories and thoughts and everything. She's enjoying it. She has an entire Discord open to fans that you can join, and she will interact with you with her books, and it's fantastic. This is the only series that I have actually taken notes on. Like, I have a the whole note thing in my phone for a whole thing of notes for this series. And this was just while reading Witch Shadow. That's it. Okay? So now I need to go back and read and take notes on the others and figure this all out. Her whole thing, she's also said in many interviews and Instagram lives that, and it's a common theme in this book, like Safi and Isolde do it a lot in this book, in this series, where they distract with the right and cut with the left. So you distract the person with the right hand and cut their purse with their left. And that's the whole, like, that's what she plans on doing to the reader. She's going to distract you this whole time with this one storyline, and there's this other storyline in the works that you're not really paying attention to because you're trying to figure out something else, and that's what I'm trying to figure out too. There's so much going on in here, and it is so good. Like, it's not super dense reading like some other fantasy can be, and I think that honestly, like, some people don't like it because of that. They're like, it reads too young for me. Okay, that's fine. Everyone's valid for their opinions. But I think because there's so much going on that you don't realize exactly what you need to pay attention to and what you don't need to pay attention to. So it gets better and better on reread, in my opinion. So, and I was going to do like bulleted points of why you should read this, but apparently I'm just going to rant. I need to stop watching Alan from Alexandria because I've just started ranting. I highly recommend this series. And please, if you decide to read this series, I will join you in a buddy read. I will gladly, because I would love to be there to help somebody through the series, answer questions without spoiling it, obviously, as you go, because it's fantastic. This series reignited my love for reading, for sure. Because I had taken a hiatus from reading when I was a new mom. The first time. Now I'm a new mom for the third time, and I'm spending all my time reading and watching BookTube. So if you decide to read this, let me know, because I will love to join you. So if you like the video, please like it, give it a big old thumbs up. If you want to see my face again, please hit the subscribe button and comment down below if I convinced you to read this series, or if you need more convincing, because I will gladly give you more convincing. Yeah, but remember, until next time, you are loved and you are valid.